Dunlap joins us live from the newsroom with what strategists have been seeing so far. Jordan?
Yeah, Matt and Monica, experts we spoke with say that the race so far is extremely close, and despite the high numbers for early voting, it's going to come down to Election Day turnout. Now, we've seen, of course, millions of dollars poured into campaigns both for and against Issue 1, which will legalize the right to an abortion up to the point of fetal viability in the state's constitution. Now, if Issue 1 passes, it would preempt any standing abortion laws in Ohio. Meanwhile, Issue 2 would then legalize the use of recreational marijuana. If that passes, state lawmakers would be able to make modifications to the law. Now, according to recent polling from Baldwin-Wallace University, both Issue 1 and 2 have the support of around 60% of Ohio voters. But Democratic strategist David Pepper and Republican strategist Matt Doe say that they're not convinced, stating that the race for Issue 1 is narrow, but in different ways.
If you read the ballot language to people or make the argument that Mike DeWine is making in TV ads across the state, that number falls dramatically. And so I think it's going to be closer than what the polls suggest.
I do think a lot of the disinformation and scare tactics will narrow that. And so I don't think anyone should take anything for granted, even though polls have been pretty consistent.
And if you did not request your absentee ballot already, you are no longer eligible to do so. But that means you will now have to either cast your ballot early in person at your local board of elections, or you'll have to wait until Election Day, which again is next Tuesday, November the 7th. Monica?
All right. Thank you very much, Jordan.
Dunlap joining us now in the studio with what strategists are saying about the election. Jordan?
Yeah, good morning, Matt and Monica. So Issue 1 would enshrine the right to an abortion to the point of fetal viability into the Ohio Constitution, while Issue 2 would legalize the use of recreational marijuana. Strategists say that despite polling, both of these races are pretty close. Now, of course, these issues have caused much debate and seem to be a driving force for early voting. The Secretary of State's website reports that as of last week, around 400,000 Ohio voters have already cast their ballots ahead of the election. Now, historically, Democratic voters are who cast their votes early on, but Republicans are saying that to secure their base, they're already secure for the election. Now, according to polling by Baldwin-Wallace University, both Issue 1 and Issue 2 have the backing of around 60% of Ohioans. But strategists we spoke with say that so far it's a close race for both of these issues, and they aren't putting too much stock in polling for either side.
I think the polling is largely garbage on the statewide ballot issues this year. If you read the ballot language to people or make the argument that Mike DeWine is making in TV ads across the state, that number falls dramatically. And so I think it's going to be closer than what the polls suggest.
That big money will, I think, narrow it. To the extent there's not a lot of money being spent against Issue 2, I think that probably, I would think, puts it in a better place, because there isn't millions of dollars being spent trying to convince people to vote no.
Now, if Issue 1 does pass, that is a constitutional amendment and would preempt any current abortion laws within the state of Ohio. If Issue 2 passes, State House lawmakers will be able to make modifications to the law. Monica?
All right. Thank you very much, Jordan.